Hello friends. As we all know, present situation in India relating to Citizenship Amendment Act, today we will discuss what exactly the Citizenship Amendment Act and why people's protesting against it. Referring to articles published in timesofindia.com on December 17. What is the Citizenship Amendment Act? The bill that is now in act makes it easier for the non-Muslim immigrants from India's neighbors, Pakistan, Bangladesh and Afghanistan, to become citizens of India. Though the bill doesn't spell it out clearly, but the fact that it entitles Hindus, Sikhs, Buddhists, Jains, Parsis, and Christians facing religious persecution in the three nations to seek Indian citizenship highlights the exclusion of Muslims. The act says the refugees of the 6 communities will be given Indian citizenship after residing in India for 5 years, instead of 11 years earlier. Protest across the country. Thousands of protesters, including students, took to the streets across the country on Monday against the Citizenship Amendment Act, with demonstrations at campuses of Jamia Millia Islamia, Aligarh Muslim University, Delhi University and others amid heavy police deployment. Protests snowballed into a major flashpoint in West Bengal, also with highways and railway lines blocked and incidents of arson and loot reported from many places, as Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee declared CAA and NRC can be enforced in the state only on her dead body. Ruling CPIM-led LDF and opposition Congress-headed UDF in Kerala held a joint protest against the amended Citizenship Act, with Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan slamming the move as an attempt to curb freedom. Who will benefit from the law? The Citizenship Amendment Act grants citizenship to Hindus, Christians, Sikhs, Buddhists, Jains and Parsis from Afghanistan, Pakistan and Bangladesh who had arrived in India before December 31, 2014. The legislation applies to those who were forced or compelled to seek shelter in India due to persecution on the ground of religion. It aims to protect such people from proceedings of illegal migration from the neighboring countries. The requirement to stay in India for those belonging to any of these 6 religions for at least 11 years before applying for Indian citizenship has been reduced to 5 years. Indian citizenship, under present law, is given either to those born in India or if they have resided in the country for a minimum of 11 years. Why the protests? There are 2 distinct rallying points of protests against the Act. In the Northeast, the protest is against the Act's implementation in their areas. Most of them fear that if implemented, the Act will cause a rush of immigrants that may alter their demographic and linguistic and cultural uniqueness. In the rest of India, like in Kerala, West Bengal, Maharashtra and in Delhi, people are protesting against the exclusion of Muslims, alleging it to be against the ethos of the Constitution. The exclusions. The Citizenship Amendment Act does not apply to tribal areas of Tripura, Mizoram, Assam and Meghalaya because of being included in the 6th schedule of the Constitution. Also, areas that fall under the inner limit notified under the Bengal Eastern Frontier Regulation 1873 will also be outside the Act's purview. This keeps almost entire Arunachal Pradesh, Mizoram, Manipur and Nagaland out of the ambit of the Act. NRC linked to the controversial Act. The NRC, which identified illegal immigrants from Assam, had been a long-standing demand in Assam. But ever since its implementation, there has been a growing demand for its nationwide implementation. After the updated final NRC in Assam was released on August 31 this year, it excluded the names of over 19 lakh applicants, including Hindus. Now, the CAA will ensure they are not harmed. NRC, which may be extended to the rest of the country, is not based on religion, unlike CAB. Opposition's argument against the Act. The opposition has claimed that the Act was against the basic principles of the Constitution as it discriminates on the basis of religion and would alienate Muslims, the largest minority community in the country. The opposition also objected to keeping countries like Nepal, Sri Lanka, Myanmar out of the list. The bill was violative of the provisions of Articles 14, 15, 21, 25 and 26 of the Constitution, it was alleged. Government's stand on CAA. The center has rejected the suggestions that the bill is anti-Muslim. Home Minister Amit Shah has said the measure has the endorsement of 130 crore citizens of the country, as it was the part of the BJP manifesto in 2014 as well as 2019 Lok Sabha elections. The act does not discriminate against anyone and does not snatch anyone's rights, Shah said. The Home Minister said under the act, citizenship will be granted to refugees coming from the 3 countries after facing religious persecution there even without documents, including ration cards. This bill is not even 0.001% against Muslims. It is against infiltrators, the Home Minister has reiterated. Bill passes Lok Sabha test on December 9. The Lok Sabha passed the Citizenship Amendment Bill after a 7-hour-long debate with 334 to 106 votes. Bill passed in Rajya Sabha on December 11. The Rajya Sabha approved the Citizenship Amendment Bill, thus completing the legislative procedure for giving Indian citizenship to non-Muslims migrants from Pakistan, Afghanistan and Bangladesh. The bill was passed with 125 to 105 votes. Bill gets President's assent on December 12. President Ram Nath Kovind gave his assent to the bill, turning into an act.